Jaremy Smith, A Legacy of Loss. Jaremy Smith will spend the remainder of his days in a federal penitentiary. He has been sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. This sentence stems from his conviction in the brutal murder of New Mexico State Police Officer Justin Hare. But the shadow of Smith's violence extends beyond New Mexico. He also stands accused of the murder of a paramedic in South Carolina, a crime that reveals a disturbing pattern of escalating brutality. This is a story of unspeakable loss and the pursuit of justice in the face of unimaginable horror. Give a like and subscribe. Leave a comment. Officer Justin Hare's life was tragically cut short on March 15, 2024. He was responding to what seemed like a routine call, a stranded motorist on the desolate stretch of Interstate 40 near Tucumcari, New Mexico. That motorist was Jaremy Smith. Smith had been flagging down cars, feigning distress. Officer Hare, a dedicated public servant, stopped to offer assistance. Smith claimed he had a flat tire on a stolen BMW. Smith lured Officer Hare into a deadly trap. He asked for help with the tire, a request that masked his sinister intentions. In a moment of unimaginable violence, Smith shot Officer Hare in the head and neck. The autopsy revealed the horrific details. Officer Hare was shot in the forehead, and twice more on the left side of his neck and left cheek. Smith then stole Hare's patrol car, leaving the wounded officer behind. Officer Hare was still alive, gasping for air when Smith kidnapped him. This detail underscores the callousness and inhumanity of Smith's actions. The patrol car was driven for less than 5 minutes. Smith then removed Officer Hare from the vehicle and abandoned him on the roadside. Law enforcement found Officer Hare. He was pronounced dead at a local hospital. A duress signal from Hare's radio alerted other officers to the unfolding tragedy. This signal became a beacon in the darkness, initiating the desperate search for both the fallen officer and his killer. After abandoning Officer Hare, Smith fled on foot. He continued his desperate attempt to evade capture. His next act was to steal a flatbed truck in Cuervo, a small town not far from the murder scene. Smith drove the stolen truck to Albuquerque, a city that would become the site of his apprehension. He was recognized by a gas station clerk on March 17, 2024. The clerk had seen Smith's name and face in media reports. Smith attempted to flee on foot once again, but this time his luck ran out. Bernalillo County Sheriff's deputies apprehended Smith. In his attempt to escape, Smith discarded the firearm used in Officer Hare's murder. Authorities recovered the weapon, along with the stolen flatbed truck and ammunition. The evidence against him was mounting. Faced with overwhelming evidence, Smith pleaded guilty to multiple federal charges on January 17, 2025. These charges reflected the severity and scope of his crimes. They included carjacking resulting in death. He also pleaded guilty to kidnapping resulting in death. Further charges included using and carrying a firearm during a crime of violence. Smith was also charged with being a prohibited person in possession of a firearm. Finally, he pleaded guilty to possession of a stolen firearm. The weight of these charges painted a clear picture of a man consumed by violence and disregard for the law. Smith received a life sentence without the possibility of parole. The U.S. Attorney General opted not to pursue the death penalty in this case. Smith agreed that the appropriate sentence was lifetime incarceration. This decision brought a measure of closure to the legal proceedings, but could never truly heal the wounds left by his actions. Even as the legal proceedings in New Mexico concluded, the specter of Smith's past loomed large. He is accused of murdering 52-year-old paramedic Phoenicia Machado IV in South Carolina. This crime, committed just days before Officer Hare's murder, reveals a chilling pattern of escalating violence. Machado IV was abducted from her home on March 13, 2024. She was transported in a stolen vehicle. The details of her abduction and murder are particularly disturbing. She was bound with zip ties and plastic wrap. Then she was shot execution-style in a secluded field near Nichols, South Carolina. Smith had allegedly stolen a handgun from her roommate prior to the crime. Machado IV had been planning to move to Minnesota, a dream tragically extinguished by Smith's actions. Her murder underscores the devastating impact of violence on innocent lives. Smith faces state-level charges in South Carolina. These charges include murder, carjacking, and kidnapping. He also faces 2 counts of first-degree burglary. Additional charges include 2 counts of possession of a weapon during the commission of a violent crime. He is also charged with 7 counts of felon in possession of a firearm. 2 counts of grand larceny of a motor vehicle are also included. Finally, he faces a charge of criminal conspiracy. South Carolina still has the death penalty for their killers. The legal proceedings in South Carolina will determine whether Smith will face the ultimate punishment for his alleged crimes. The murder of Officer Justin Hare and the alleged murder of Phoenicia Machado IV have had a profound impact on communities across the country. The loss of Officer Hare, a dedicated public servant, has left a void in the New Mexico State Police and the community he served. The death of Machado IV, a compassionate paramedic, has shaken the community in South Carolina. U.S. Attorney Ryan Ellison emphasized the severity of violence against law enforcement. He stated that such acts would not be tolerated and would be met with the full force of the law. U.S. Attorney Alexander Ubalez honored Justin Hare's life. He spoke of Hare's dedication to duty and his commitment to serving the people of New Mexico. Raul Bujanda of the FBI highlighted the impact on the victims' families. He acknowledged the pain and suffering they have endured. NMDPS Secretary Jason R. Bowie underscored the commitment to justice. He vowed that law enforcement would continue to work tirelessly to bring those who harm officers to justice. Chief Troy Weisler of the New Mexico State Police noted the swift apprehension of Smith. He praised the collaborative efforts of law enforcement agencies in bringing Smith to justice. The case highlights the importance of community vigilance. The gas station clerk's actions were crucial in Smith's capture. This underscores the role that ordinary citizens can play in helping law enforcement keep communities safe. The legacy of Jaremy Smith is one of violence, loss, and the enduring pursuit of justice. It serves as a stark reminder of the dangers faced by law enforcement officers every day. It also highlights the importance of community vigilance in the fight against crime.